Alzheimer's Association is hosting a summit this Thursday in Pittsburgh. It will focus on the impact of the disease and dementia on the African American community. Joining me now is the keynote speaker. We have Dr. Margaret Larkins-Pettigrew here and Diane Powell, who is on the event planning committee for the association. Thank you both for being here today.
Absolute pleasure.
So let's talk first about these pretty alarming statistics about how this is impacting the African American community.
I can start there, and my disclaimer is that I'm an obstetrician gynecologist, but I can be in this space because I take care of women.
Yeah.
And 10 million women suffer from Alzheimer's in our country, and 60% of those women are taking care of someone who has Alzheimer's, a husband, and most of them are daughters. And so I see those women who are not getting the self-care they need, the women who are suffering from dementia, as well as being the caregivers of dementia. So the statistics that really broadens the disparities around all African Americans is the fact that there's not early diagnosis. So I believe that there should be fair and just opportunity for early diagnosis, which is a problem, for access to referrals, and also to access of quality health care. And those three components are missing when it comes to the early diagnosis and treatment for African Americans.
And Diane, tell me about the importance of bringing this summit together so we can have these important conversations.
Well, we're very pleased that this is our second annual summit, and we're really trying to increase the education and outreach to people of color so that they're more aware of the warning signs of the disease and that they don't ignore the symptoms that they are experiencing. We hope to boost the early detection rates and get people in touch with support and resources that they need in order to cope with the disease.
What would you like to see happen? You mentioned having that early access to care and treatment and really just figuring out what's going on.
So being part of Pittsburgh, of course, we're one of the largest one of the largest institutions that really take care of Alzheimer's. At the University of Pittsburgh, we have the Alzheimer's Research Institution, which they do phenomenal work. At AHN, we have the Brain Care Center and a super support network. And so in the system, we have a lot of resources, but we don't have access. African Americans don't have access to those because they have late diagnosis. So African Americans are not diagnosed early enough, and by the time they're diagnosed, they have a later stage disease.
Right.
And that's caused by, by bias, and it's because there's some assumptions that this is the way it should be. And then, of course, by the time they're presented, they have a much more serious disease as far as Alzheimer's. That has to change.
And how can we make that change? What kind of outreach do we need to be able to reach a broader population, to be able to reach everyone who's suffering from early symptoms of this?
Well, the Alzheimer's Association has been a leader in this area in terms of offering free education programs, both in person and online. Just sharing information that's currently available. We're also hosting this summit and inviting the general public to come in and to participate. We hope to have medical professionals along with Dr. Pettigrew, as well as faith leaders, because we want to have access to congregations and community organizations where a large number of people gather and where there's an opportunity to share information and point them to the correct proper resources that are available. I'd like to mention the Alzheimer's Association does have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week hotline that is available to individuals with the disease as well as their families. So that's a really important tool that's available, and their number is 1-800-272-3900.
And we'll make sure to get that online too. If you weren't able to catch that, don't worry.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the importance of holistic and comprehensive brain health. I know that's important to both of you.
So, everyone needs complete comprehensive care, preventive care as well as management of care throughout their lives. When you talk about Alzheimer's, the early diagnosis makes a difference because there's no cure for Alzheimer's. And so, but there is the opportunity to slow the disease. There is opportunity to educate our public about some of the risk factors that they can actually prevent as they take care of themselves. So that's why this summit is so important, that there's a lot of things we can do based on education, based on lifestyle changes that can delay the disease progression, and that's what we're thinking about.
And tell us more, Diana, about the summit. When is it taking place? How can people get more information?
June 1st at 2 p.m. and it'll be at the Mount Arad Community Center in East Liberty. Again, it's open to the public. There will be a wealth of information that's going to be shared. We'll have breakout sessions so that people can participate, voice their opinion, share their experiences about coping with the disease, and most importantly, getting the help that they need to deal with the disease and to care for their loved one.
We know how hard it is for people who
Yes.
are going through it and for their family who are caring for them. Thank you both for coming. And we just want to remind you too, if you want more information on this, you can go to our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh. We'll have the links for you there.